went to my family business to start my professional career. I get to a point that I became vegetarian in the middle of the way. I was not able to be in the production because the smell of the leather was so strong. It was really like awakening point that what is happening here. Then I decided to start my own business. I started to believe in my vision.
Hi, Daniela. Thank you so much for coming to the live for Founder. How's it going?
Hello, Max. Everything okay? And thank you for the invitation. And yeah, we can have a chat here and share my experience. It's amazing.
My pleasure. And again, thank you for your time today. So, as of today, we talk about yourself. We don't talk about the venture behind you, because we always talk about ventures, but we never talk about the founders that are behind the venture. So today it's about you.
Okay.
As we start, would you like to give me a picture who you are, where you come from, and how it all started?
Well, I came from a family related with the shoe business since my grandparents. And my connection with fashion started since a child. I was almost every day playing in my father's company, a production company, and always playing with materials and all about fashion. And I started there. Then I studied management and design, and I went to my family business to start my professional career. And then it get to a point that my values were different from the family company. They were different from them. And actually, it was very interesting because I get to a point that I became vegetarian in the middle of the way, and I was get to a point that I was not able to be in the production because the smell of the leather was so strong that was like making me nauseous. I was really like a awakening point that what is happening here. And then I decided to start my own business, and then just I quit the family business and I start my own way. Alongside of that, I was always passionate for Jacques Cousteau and for all these issues about the planet, the ocean, the wildlife, and I think I put together these two passions to start my own company.
You come from a family of entrepreneurs, so for you it's been a bit not easier, but the input was there already when you were born.
Yeah, and then
Uh,
sorry, and we were working for brands like Gucci and Versace, so I had a huge experience for the luxury market, for luxury
I
production.
understand. Taking the way to be an entrepreneur is tough. So it's a choice that must be taken carefully, because when you start after you can go back. So how was the feeling? Did you feel excited but at the same time worried?
Definitely yes. When I quit my family business, I just take a flight to Italy, and I spent there 1 month learning about trends and studying with in an international school of Ars Tutoria. It's a trends magazine, and it was like my point of change. Like I quit the family business. I know that they were going to push me. Why you are doing that? Why you are leaving the family business? And I just okay. I pick a flight. I went to Italy. I stayed there 1 month just to focus myself and see, okay, what are going to be my next steps. And definitely I was like scared, okay, what is going to be my future, how it's going to be. And but when we have a passion, we just follow that passion. And then I know that I always have to start with a collection. And it was my starting point. Well, it was my starting point was a collection. So as but I was very very scared what is going to happen, and was very challenging.
It is. At the very beginning, there are so many struggles, but where do you find the most difficult part as soon as you start?
I the difficult part for me was, as I am a creative person, was to create a business strategy, how I'm going to sell, how I'm going to do it, and I have to create all these strategies, all these like a business plan. And for me that was really difficult once, because my focus was like design, seeing the materials was my thing, and then get to a point that I had to think about everything, about the management, about the marketing, about the business development. Was very hard. That was very challenging for me.
I mean, be a founder is very impactful, which means impact any part of your life, private, public, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because you invest so much time, spending so much time doing what you love and what is your passion. But in your case, how to be an entrepreneur impacted your life in a good and a bad way?
In the beginning was like, that's one thing that people misunderstand so much, because when we are our own when we create our own business, we almost, it's not an obligation, but we are so excited to do that we work and work and work and work and work just to push the things to start. And I was like working 7 days the week, like from 8 to 10 or 12 p.m. Every day non-stop, every day. And that in those, I think I stay like that for 2 or 3 years, working like that every day and night. And that impacted my personal life, because I was not going out with friends. I was not taking some time for to go to the cinema, to go to the beach. I was so focused. And I think was I also was worried, because I have to sell, I have to have money at the end of the month to pay my salary and to pay the salary of the other persons, of the other people. And was that impact very much the my personal life, and also public life. My friends was like, what is happening to you? We are not having any dinner, any lunch. And I was explaining, but I have to focus on this, because this is the start, and I really have to dedicate. And that impact a lot. And I don't even have a time for a love relationship. My love relationship was with work, but impact a lot, really, really.
Yeah, it's extremely impactful in any aspect of your life. This is why many founders they start be in a relationship and during the way, unfortunately, they lose it. You're spending so much time dedicating yourself for this your passion. And many people around you they won't understand you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Actually, they believe you're a bit crazy, right? So
Yeah, that's fun.
this is why I perfectly understand. I've been there many times as well. Uh, do you have any routine, day-to-day routine that keeps you in balance?
Yeah. My daily routine start with morning walk. I wake up at 5 a.m. and then I go for a walk for of 1 hour. I do my yoga practice for 30 to 40 minutes. Then I prepare myself and I start to work. But these two things in the morning is like they are very important. Go for a walk, do meditation and yoga practice. I do it every day, and this is my like. Okay, the day is going to start. Let's start like this in a calm way. And when I'm walking, I the thoughts come, and some solutions come also. It's very interesting. Like when we are in a calm state and everything around me it's quiet, many solutions come up. And I always start my morning like this.
I mean, I think routine gives some kind of a help, right? How to balance your day, how to find yourself.
Yeah,
As I was saying, it's very helpful keeping balance, right? Finding some kind of edges where keeps you inside
yeah.
the road without going too much outside. But in all this time you've been doing being an entrepreneur, have you ever thought I'm not good enough? I don't have all the skills to be an entrepreneur, and maybe it's time to change, to do something different.
That kind of a thought of doing something different never came to me. But the thought that I'm not good enough or I'm not being able to do it, that happened to me. I get to a point that I have to sit and write and try to find new ways, try to find what's happening here, what I'm doing wrong, or what I should be doing differently. And but it happens to me. Yeah, it's and during the COVID time was really hard. Was not about inside the company, but was all around, and the conditions were completely different, and was really challenging, really challenging. But the point is that I always stick to the plan. Okay, make this happen. I stick to the plan. I have to do a lot of different things to change everything inside the company. Of course, I get like I'm able to do it or not. I'm capable of doing or not, and that's happened and to me mainly during the COVID time.
I mean, it's not easy. As you said, there are so many different parts of the puzzle when you create a company.
Yeah,
So you must be at the very beginning when you found that you start. It's a very lonely place to be an entrepreneur, be a founder when you start. It's always lonely. But when you start, it is even more. So you need to match a lot of stuff that maybe you're not even skilled at. So you need to skill yourself for doing this. So it's a very challenging way. But in terms of what's your daily job? What you like to do the most?
it's a part of it's the creative part, like make the designs, choose the materials, make the patterns. It's what I like to do the most. Definitely yes. One thing that I really don't like is the marketing part, the social media. I like pictures. Yeah, I like the photo shoot and the video shoot for the collections, but a part of the social media is like so hard for me, and sometimes I ask for help for that.
Social media, a big part of your marketing, probably. So, in somehow, you must deal with it. You can avoid it.
Yeah, it's hard, but I have, yeah.
It's hard, but if you need help, this is what works, right? We use third parties and we outsource always something because this is how the way we do stuff. There is nothing to do. But for funders, there are two main subject which is critical: resilience and motivation. How do you keep yourself resilient and motivated all the time?
Sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes it's very difficult because it's almost to have the energy high about the business, and the most difficult time for me was the COVID. Was really, really, really hard. Was like emotionally, I was a disaster. Was really hard, and I ended a relationship in that time. Also, was a mess, a completely mess. And I think this routine in the morning helped me to keep the motivations to make the what for me are the best decisions for the business, and these kind of all different things to do in my daily life. Today I'm designing, tomorrow I'm choosing materials, in the other day I'm working in production. That keeps me motivated, and also the possibility to bring a new project, a new proposal for the fashion industry, to make the change happen, to be one of the persons making the change happen, also brings me motivation. Like, we can do this, we can work for a better planet, for these things, the things happen, the change happen in the fashion industry. That also motivates me a lot.
In terms of failure, how do you approach failure? Are you worried to fail one day?
Actually, I already failed one time once. It was really during the COVID time. I had to close the company and start all over again. At this point, I don't think I'm afraid of. I think my focus is on the to make it happen. It's very interesting, your question, because I have to see it all over, all around, to understand what I'm feelings, which are my feelings on it. But yeah, I think my focus after the first failure, I think my focus is now on making happen, and not the afraid to failure again, because I felt that if I fail it again, is always an opportunity to start it again. Of course, I don't want, but yes, my focus in it to make it happen, and learn with the mistakes that I made in the past, and make it in a different way.
I mean, failure is there. We can't cancel it. Can happen. But be focused on failure is not that smart, in my opinion. And also, even if you fail, as you did, as I did, many did, you must learn from failure. If you miss learning, that's a very pretty shameful. You should learn from failure. But again, if fails, just start again, do it
Yeah.
again until you get it. This must be the rule. But I mean, you already said at the very beginning you had a very little spare time. But today, what do you like to do when you have some free time?
Now I have free time, definitely, because it's a emotional balancing myself. And I like to go out with the friends, like for a cinema. And for example, last weekend we went for a football match between Portugal and Iceland, and go for a couple of a glass of wine with a friend. Do different things. I like very much to receive my friends here in my place, and have a lunch or a dinner, and we stay chatting all night, and that's what I do in my free time. And also, I sometimes I like to pick the car and just go, like, drive for 100 to 200 kilometers, and go to see one beach and then come back home again. That's what I do.
It helps, right? Spending some time with friends, having some free, if possible, free mind. It gives you some kind of help. Uh, what's your take on the startup ecosystem today? Do you think startups are doing enough? For example, you are trying to do a different way of designing and conceiving fashion. But in startup, we talk a lot about changing the world, but many times we don't do it. Actually, we do the opposite. So, what's your take on the startup ecosystem today? Are we doing enough? We must do more.
I believe that we can do more in the startup ecosystem. I think there is so many solutions out there for the problems in the planet, for people, and definitely I believe that we can do more. We can do different things, to different ways of solution the problems. And the main thing also is that we can be together doing it. We can support each other doing it. Like, I think the competition, for me, the competition in blue oceans is much much healthier than the red ocean, and we should focus on that, because in that we will help us each other to grow. And it's like it's a way of doing the things, not together but together. And definitely I believe that we can do much more.
We must cooperate, right? In a way that things done individually all together can actually help moving this world ahead. This world is an absolutely mess today. Wars everywhere. It's been for a while. Uh, if you can sit in a round table with world leaders, what would you like to ask them to change?
Oh, thinking about what I'm focused on, because it's the fashion industry, definitely is the laws of selling the waste of the fashion industry. That would change a lot. The will change everything, because around the world there is some countries that are receiving fashion waste and receive money. So the fashion waste is sold to other countries, and this fashion waste is just dumped in deserts, landfills. If you can see the Mexico desert, there is a huge desert with a lot of fashion waste. And actually, was not a long time that some kids died there, because they were like in the middle of the clothing, and they die there. And this is one thing that is unknown, but a lot of countries have but huge quantities of fashion waste. And if we can pick this fashion waste and recycle it again, not allow it to be dumped in deserts, but are is an obligation to recycle them again, will change everything in the fashion industry. So that's one. This is one point that I would like to discuss with them.
Are you concerned about climate change?
Yes, definitely yes. I'm quite a planet natural lover, and seeing those mess things in the north, floods, the ice breaks, everything happen. It's like, come on, we are not doing enough, and we have all the technology available to do the things better. I believe that we are an intelligent being, and we have all this technology, and we are not using it for the best ways. We are not using to fix the things. We just all days is doing, and let the things behind. It don't matter if they are a mess. And that worries a lot, like with the climate change. So that's why I'm very focused on making this happen. And and I would like really a lot to have that opportunities to talk with world leaders, because that will be a huge insight for the climate change.
Which are the things that really touch you in life we are willing to fight for?
Definitely, it's the same thing. It's about protecting the planet. Of course, I will fight for to make my business happen, and I know that making this happen also bring a new proposal for the fashion industry. and that it's like a mission for me. Is I know that it's protecting the planet, also protecting the people, and I'm able to fight for it. I'm able to make these. It's like a commitment for the planet, the oceans, the wildlife. It's almost a commitment, and of course, with all of these, the people will have a much better quality life.
I mean, I do believe it. Each of us, we must choose something to fight for that, not only for us, but for the world as a whole. And we not, we think many times we very much think individually. We don't think as an entire ecosystem working together. When you miss a part, you're missing almost everything. But anyway, it is what it is. The world that we need to fight to get it in, to move it to move it in a better place. Do you like reading?
I love reading. Right, I now I have two books. I read two books at the same time, one in the morning and another in the end of the day, different topics. But I really like to read.
So, what's your favorite book and author?
You know, I will tell you a book that changed my life, which which is the I Can Do It from Louise LA. That book changed my life. I had the book, the physical book, and she talked about thoughts and about the way we think about us and the others, and she teach how to change it. And I spent more than 1 year listening to the audiobook every day while I was walking, my morning walking, and it was so life changing. That was really, I really like the book, and sometimes I listen it again, and was very important for me.
And movie? Do you go sometimes to
Movie,
watch movies?
yes,
Do you have
yes.
any
You know, I like a lot the Marvel style movies, but even passion, which is archaeology, and all with concerns about Indiana Jones and also Lara Croft. I love those kind of movies because they are more very much connected with archaeology and discoveries and all those kind of adventures. Yeah, and uh, and the actor, it's Indiana Jones and Angelina Jolie. Definitely are my chosen ones.
since today? What's the best lesson, if there is one above any, that life gave to you?
Best lesson. Yes, it gives. I had a son during COVID time. That was a very changing point for me, but was about believing in myself, believing in my goals, and that was what I changed since COVID. I started to believe in my vision. Really, I was like before COVID. I was like believing but not making happen, not focus on that. I was more focused on making money because I had the worry to pay the salaries of the people. That was my biggest concern, and now I'm focused on my vision. What that makes brings me so much motivation also. So the biggest lesson was believing in myself.
We get so many lessons from life. Sometimes it's very difficult to understand the one that really gave you. But in your case, I do believe the COVID period has been pretty challenging as for many, but at the same time very teaching, give you exactly the way how you must go after and move forward. What's your greatest wish? What do you wish the most?
What I wish the most, um, it can be anything.
Anything.
I would like. very much to see the moon, to be on the moon.
Okay. No Mars, Moon.
Moon, yeah, on the moon. I hope the flight will would be more sustainable, but I really was like I really liked to put my foot on the moon.
I hope you can one day.
Hope so. Yes, I hope so.
Let me close with a recommendation. It's been very great to talk to you. Uh, I like to close with any founder recommending something to other founders. So, to all the founders are watching this podcast today, what would you like to recommend them?
It's about uh, believing in their dreams. I when some friends ask me for ask me some things, I always do just focus on the dream and do it. Focus on the dream. If it will be like what happened to me, I failed because I was not following the right path. So that put me again in the right path. That put me not again not, but in the right path. And the lesson that I have is like follow the dream and believe in yourself.
Daniela, thank you so much for coming to the Life of
Thank
Founder.
you
It's been an
for the
absolute pleasure for
invitation.
me.